Perhaps they mean to give the doctor room, or perhaps, like everyone else here, they find the sight of the old lawyer motionless on the table, like a Spartan on his shield, stark and horrifying. A small man, he has nonetheless always been a dominating presence in the courtroom. Now he lies here sadly exposed. Sparse white hairs curl across his breast, and his flesh has the grayish undertone of skim milk. The left side of his chest appears somewhat sunken, where the livid mark of a surgical scar follows from just below his nipple all the way to his back. Incongruously, his red, white, and blue necktie, still knotted in his collar, hangs down his naked side. The young woman who screamed and then fled has returned. She is an odd person. You can see that, not just because of the inch-long nail driven through her nose as decoration, but also from the slightly angry and indifferent way she deals with people. "Move! Move!" she shouts, dodging up the aisle. She carries a red plastic case in her right hand, where blood is welling from her knuckles. The latch on the box in the corridor that houses the defibrillator was jammed, and after several desperate tries, the lawyer's granddaughter simply punched in the thin glass. As she passes the front spectators' row, one of the long line of journalists standing there remarks to a colleague beside him, "Talk about going out with your boots on." Immediately after delivering the equipment to the doctor, the young woman wheels, pointing her bloody hand at the reporter. "That's shit, Stu," she says. "No way he's dying." Part 1. Opening. November 5th, 2019. 1. The End. "Ladies and gentlemen of the jury," says Mr. Alejandro Stern. For nearly 60 years, he has offered this greeting to start his defense of the accused, and with the words "today," a vapor of melancholy scuttles across his heart. But he is here. We live in the everlasting present, and he knows this much with iron certainty. He has had his turn. "This is the end," he says, "for me." Without lowering his eyes from the jury, he blindly probes his midsection to fasten the center button on his suit coat, as he always has done after his first few words. "No doubt you have been thinking, the defense lawyer is so very old." And you are correct, of course. Standing up to the government when the freedom of a good person, like Dr. Kiril Pafko, hangs in the balance, is not a task for someone of my age. This will be my final time. Behind him on the bench, Chief Judge Sonia Klonsky utters an unformed sound, as if clearing her throat. Yet having known Sonny well for 30 years, he understands as clearly as if she had spoken. Were he to say more about his personal situation, the judge will politely cut him off. "Yet I could not refuse this case," he adds. "Mr. Stern," Judge Klonsky says, "perhaps you should turn to the proof." Looking up to her on the carved walnut bench, Stern lets his head droop in a small bow. It is a gesture retained from his boyhood in Argentina, which also left the whisper of an accent that embarrasses him, even now, whenever he hears recordings of his voice. "Just so, Your Honor," he answers, then turns again to the jury. "Marta and I are proud to stand beside Dr. Pafko at this crucial moment in what has been a long and honored life. Marta, if you would." Marta Stern rises slowly at the defense table, greeting the jurors with a pleasant smile. As her father sees her, Marta is that unusual person who looks far better in her middle years than she did as a young woman. Fit, well coiffed, and at ease. Stern, by contrast, has been withered by age and disease. But even now, he does not need to say she is his daughter. Both are short and thickly built. Both show the same awkward combination of wide features. Nodding, Marta